Steam-Powered Stumble. Part 3, the Retro Mod Fix. The jump through the stone arch felt like falling through a kaleidoscope of clocks and copper. Emily landed with a soft thump on a platform that felt like solid air. "Bingo!" she cried, feeling a wet nose against her cheek. Her brave dog was there, her mechanical leg sparking slightly, but her tail was wagging fast. "Stay close, both of you," Dad called out. He stood at the edge of the platform, his blue cybernetic eye spinning as it scanned the swirling mist. The world around them couldn't decide what it wanted to be. 1 second, they were surrounded by the silver mechanical forest. The next, the foggy cobblestone streets of old Victorian London flickered into view. "There it is," the inventor whispered, pointing his rugged hand toward the center of the storm. High above them, a massive gear made of pure white light was spinning out of control. It was lodged inside the iron skeleton of a Victorian steam engine that was floating in the air, hissing with temporal energy. The glitch was getting worse. The ground beneath them rumbled as the London fog turned into mechanical vines. Emily squinted, her eyes following the rhythm of the glowing gear. "Dad, it's not just spinning," she shouted over the roar of the wind. "It's shaking. It's like it's trying to find a place to click." Dad reached into his heavy tool belt and pulled out a massive, glowing blue tool. "This is the Retromod wrench," he said, the tool's light matching his cybernetic eye. "It can bridge the gap between then and now. I just need to get a grip on that master gear and force it back into the right timeline." With a grunt of effort, Dad lunged toward the floating steam engine. He grabbed onto a brass railing and swung himself up, the Retromod wrench humming with power. Bingo barked encouragement from the platform, her mechanical leg locked firmly to the ground to keep her steady against the temporal winds. Dad tried to fit the wrench onto the glowing gear, but the teeth wouldn't line up. The metal groaned, and the London buildings around them began to crumble into digital dust. "It won't lock," Dad yelled. Emily leaned forward, noticing a tiny silver notch on the edge of the gear. "The silver mark, Dad. Align it with the notch on the boiler." Dad saw it. He shifted his weight, bracing his boots against the hissing pipes. Bingo let out a low growl of protection as a bolt of purple lightning struck the engine. Dad slammed the Retromod wrench into place, aligning the silver marks perfectly. He gave the handle a mighty glowing twist. Clank. The sound echoed through the rift like a giant bell. A wave of golden light exploded from the master gear, washing over everything. The mechanical forest, the Victorian streets, and the swirling mist all vanished in a blinding flash. Emily closed her eyes tight and felt the world go quiet. When Emily opened her eyes, she wasn't on a glowing platform anymore. She was sitting on the familiar, worn-out rug of their bus, the rust bucket. The smell of old oil and cinnamon tea filled the air. Bingo was already curled up in her favorite corner, her mechanical leg cooling down with a soft hiss. Dad let out a long breath and sat down on the bench across from her. He looked tired, but his blue eye was glowing softly and calmly. He reached out and ruffled Emily's hair. "Great catch, Em," he said with a smile. "We make a pretty good team, don't we?" Emily hugged him tight, happy to be home.